Jubilee made this video called 5 Pastors versus 2 Secret Atheists. A little discretion, I was a pastor for 2 years, I was a children's pastor, but I want to see if we can figure out, I've never watched this video before, I want to see if we can figure out the 2 atheists. So this will be interesting, I could be totally fooled or not, but here we go. You guys follow along with me here.
Pastor.
I'm a 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 pastor.
My name is Jay. I'm an Episcopal priest.
I'm Don, pastor, non-denominational.
Dominic, Lutheran pastor.
Paul, youth pastor, SPC.
Paul wore a whole suit, and I was like, oh, maybe he's overcompensating. Like, I don't know what a pastor would wear on a Saturday. Maybe it's this suit.
So I'm Zach, former Calvary Chapel pastor, and now like fully Calvary guy.
Whoa, yes!
Yeah, hence the tattoos and stuff.
I feel like, what if this guy was a pastor and now became an atheist? I don't know.
Is going to be this idea of like really trying to just hear the heart behind like why people are pastoring.
Daniel, also youth pastor, non-denominational.
I'm Anna, largely non-denominational, kind of all over the place over the years.
I mean, I have a question like education. So seminary, maybe degrees, I don't know.
Seminary, theological studies.
Okay. Yeah. Where at?
King's College as well as Oxford University.
Yeah. Was that like it?
Seems legit. He went to seminary in Oxford, but Oxford, there's a lot of atheists at Oxford. Or maybe not, I don't even know. But I went to North Central University, and I do have a degree, by the way, for all you people thinking I'm a child.
MA, or was it an MDiv? Or
You're
what
drilling me in.
I know.
Absolutely drilling you in.
No, your turn.
Okay, this guy in the beanie, he's playing the typical youth pastor, but I feel like he might know a little bit and have some background on what youth pastors look like. I don't know. He's saying he's having a strategy, so I feel like he is one of the atheists. I could be wrong, but I could be right.
Your turn. Yeah, man.
So
Give it to him.
So I'm in an MA program at Western Seminary currently.
I went to Calvary Chapel Bible College.
Come on, dude!
And then did the Veritas program, so a degree in theology with a focus in biblical studies.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Actually, not really a formal institution, but I grew up in such a rural area, there was just nothing for so far. So almost more of like an apprenticeship kind of context.
Yeah.
Tiny town with tinier towns around it, so we all would kind of come to the same Lutheran church primarily when I was studying.
What kind of Lutheran church?
Again, such a small area that just Lutheran. There's so few people to.
That's kind of sus, not gonna lie. What in the world? What do you mean you don't know? Huh?
Generic brand.
Yes, generic, run-of-the-mill Lutherans.
I like that.
Immediately, I thought, well, if she's a Lutheran pastor, she would definitely say which denomination she would be.
What town did you grow up in?
Dominic, yeah, he looks very pastoral. Who's this Jay guy, though? I feel like he looks like an atheist. Sorry. Or he could be just an old pastor.
Near Marquette is kind of one of the big cities around there, but
Gotcha.
it's the one that someone would know.
And I've spoken very general terms. I don't even think she knew the city that she came from, but she knew the city that was next to the city she came from. And at that point, I was done.
You mentioned that you didn't grow up in the church.
Right.
More of that going around?
Sure. Okay, totally.
So I've been there all my life, was baptized at 7 years old. I don't think I really became a believer until I was 30, to be perfectly honest. I did it because I was brought up, and this is what you're supposed to do. You do what they do, and what they say, and you believe, blah, 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 blah. So
He didn't become a believer until he was 30. Very interesting. But fair. So now he became a pastor after 30 years old? Or was he a pastor and not a believer yet?
From what I knew about Lutherans, there should have been a very specific answer to that question, and that kind of threw me off.
ANNA.
Sorry, Anna. They're not all for that women pastor stuff. Women should be quiet in the church.
Done.
Of course, the woman's not. Check your bias. Bye.
Being the only woman in the group today was a little tricky. Obviously, not being able to always edge my way into the conversation, was not able to present it in the way that I would have liked and that I thought would have been more effective.
I walked in And I was so happy.
I think she was a pastor. She is a pastor, but she just doesn't. But her answers were terrible, though. How can you not know? Just Lutheran doesn't make any sense.
A pastor, because they're the only types of people that are as rare as gay pastors, like myself. It's very
Whoa! He's gay and a pastor? This is throwing a loop. Oh my goodness. I did not see that coming.
still new, where we're seeing queer pastors and queer worship leaders and queer Christians. Tell me, you got kicked out for why?
I got kicked out. Well, I got kicked out because I was in the church, and as I grew older in the church, I began to ask questions that to me were very obvious.
What was one of those questions?
Is baptism essential for salvation? You know, communion, you know, some of those, you know, battleground questions that oftentimes separate, you know, faiths.
Yeah, but that doesn't kick you out. It depends what denomination you're in, I guess. But like, what kind of questions is he asking?
I pastored high school kids for years, and I never had any of them asking me that question.
I want to know what everybody's ministry responsibilities are and what you're currently teaching through.
Yeah, so I'm an assistant teaching pastor, and so we're replanting, revitalizing. So I'm an elder and a teaching pastor.
I serve at a small Korean church in La Mirada, California, and I take care of the youth ministry.
So I'm kind of semi-retired. I also don't have a congregation, although I work with one. It's a little Episcopal church in San Clemente. I also have a weird job that I'm chaplain to a governmental agency.
Jay answered a question about being retired, but he never indicated what he was retired from. And after years of being in ministry or serving, I thought there would have been a culmination of his life experiences, and now he's doing a part-time assistant thing, and I thought, okay, so we've slipped into some unknown factors about yourself, Jay.
I don't pastor a church, I pastor pastors. So I work for a denomination, and I preach at different congregations every week.
I'm not in the pulpit right now, but I am teaching in small groups, conversations. There's a lot of dogmatic positions that are just generalized for Christendom.
So I have a question. I mean, when was the last time you were in a hospital with somebody, and what comfort did you give them in a time that was critical?
Oh, I hate this question.
I think that someone who is in pastoral ministry, it's more than just preaching and teaching. I felt a question that would get at that about how somebody gives the comfort and the peace of the presence of God would really indicate whether or not they were a pastor and they were involved in that type of ministry.
That's really good. I've gone to the hospital to visit people, so that's definitely something, even non-lead pastor, that's something that you have to deal with. So that's true.
Hospital was not too long ago. It was, I'd actually become almost a medical proxy for a family friend's mother. She was elderly and just kind of going through, and it was very, very tender for me. But the comfort that I gave was in knowing that her family was nearby, and knowing that beyond this moment, when she stepped out of time into eternity, she would be in the place she longed to be.
I've only had to do it once, and it was very recent, and I hated it with every fiber of my being because it was for somebody that I loved, and it was a lot of waiting and quiet and very, very soft prayers and just kind of being there, and I'm shaking. I hated it.
The thing that I thought I spotted was that he was just trying too hard.
The way that he was answering the questions was very old school.
Wow, Jay, no! He could be. I don't know if he is a pastor though. I'm still going with the guy in the beanie hat. He is an atheist. I'm just guessing. I'm just going for it. And then the gay pastor, he could be. I feel like they could put him in there for a loop though, obviously. At Calvary though, I don't see him being a pastor at Calvary Church.
Do y'all know Jesus?
Sorry. Sorry, dude.
That's funny.
I see what's happening. First the woman, then the black man, the gay is next. I see what's happening.
What the devil? Me? I question everybody else left up there. Do they know Jesus? 'Cause I know him.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you want to continue playing the game, please raise your hand.
So let's start with the question of what does atheism mean to you?
I talk to my kids a lot about agnosticism, more than I talk about atheism, just because of the oversimplification of as an atheist, I don't believe in God. Well, it's well, what is God?
I go back to what Augustine the Hippo said, right? All hearts are restless until they find rest in God. An atheist is not the enemy. It's not just because you don't believe in the God that I love and serve, meaning and belonging in anything other than God.
I'd be curious to know if anybody on the stage that did not have a real serious questioning time.
You start.
Yeah, go for
You
it.
are very quiet, and that's just a little sus to me.
True. This guy is very quiet. I don't know. He just said he was, I think, working small Korean church. Sus. But I feel like, though, he's probably still a pastor. The gay guy and the beanie guy.
You are the best dressed.
I'm a little overdressed today. So the question was, have I ever wrestled with faith? To be honest, I wrestled more with my calling, more than my faith. My faith, once I had an experience and encounter with God out of drug addiction, my faith was pretty solid. But with the calling, I think I wrestled countless amount of times. In high school, my parents decided to split, and that's when I really went on a frenzy with drug addiction. I struggled with crystal meth, from my junior year. I think that's what really put me to the pit of my life, the most rock bottom of my life, and the only way.
I feel like he's just making all this up. Does he look like someone who was on meth before? He could have been, no lie. But like, he seemed like he was like laughing while he was saying this serious thing.
I could go is to look up.
So I have a question. How do we feel about eschatology?
Well, we're millennial.
You're on millennial? Okay,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool.
So,
okay.
yeah, we are in the end times.
Yeah,
We were the second
totally.
Jesus said it was
Yeah,
finished.
I have a lot more openness to the on-mill position than I did. Growing up, Calvary Chapel was like hyper-dispensational.
This is really, I'm like
Hyper-dispensational,
such a
pre-mill,
subject
you know?
for me because of the sensationalism.
Because of your background.
Right.
Yeah. And
So on-mill, that's, okay, it's cool. What you think?
You know, I don't expect the end time anytime soon.
I sensed maybe a little bit of woundedness that he was putting forth, and wondering if maybe that was part of what he was using as a mask there.
I won't lie to you, Jay looked super familiar, and I was banking on him being a paid actor that I had seen in something before.
There was a tie. The tie is between Jay and Daniel.
Bro, he's over here swearing as a pastor. I'm sorry. He's gay and swearing. There's no way. Who do you think? Comment down below who you think is the atheist.
30 seconds to state your case.
You know, I don't know what to say except that I think I should have not voted for the redo. Other than that, you know, went to seminary 85 to 88, MDiv, Episcopal priest for 35 years. I thought what was going to do me in is I'm really liberal, and you guys just killed me on that. So that's basically it.
I know what to say. I am a pastor. Please don't vote me out. It's as simple as that. I know that I've been ordained for a bit, and I'm in this like new congregation I'm really excited about. And the reason that I actually came was because I heard that there was some cash, and I was like, I really want to take the kids on like a cool trip, and so I really want to like split some of this cash for the kids in the youth group. So that's why I'm here, and I don't want to get voted out. Also, don't be homophobic in June.
I don't believe it. Though the thing is, he probably is a pastor, not gonna lie, because that wouldn't be a smart thing to do, is be like, I'm a gay pastor. I just don't think that's smart. So I don't know.
I was a youth pastor, man. Like, we had budgets for that kind of stuff. Like, I didn't used to use my own personal money.
I definitely saw the heart in Jay, and I felt like Daniel was more of a presentation.
I mean, going to college, I did see a lot of people swearing, and they were going into ministry. But like, as a pastor, you're not gonna do it in public. There's no way. There's no way.
Wow. Called it.
If the lights turn green, that means the mole is out and you win. If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box and you lose. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, they're going? Oh my goodness. Nah, the guy in the beanie's still an atheist, I think. And that's it? They're not gonna vote again?
Yeah.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Wait, what? They got him out?
And the moles, please reveal themselves. 1, 2, 3.
Wow. But I'm gonna pray against the rest of
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My apologies, man.
Absolutely. And the woman, of course. Of course. Well, anyway, guys, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below if you want me to make more videos like this. Super fun, super entertaining. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Go to Jesus today. Know that he loves you.